I don't understand how, I mean, our public conversation is so dominated by Hamas, Hezbollah, all these faraway, Ukraine, Russia, these faraway conflicts, groups that are really not connected to the United States and haven't over time posed a meaningful threat to the United States. You're not even allowed to say that. Hamas does not pose a threat to the United States and never has. Like, why am I more mad about Hamas than I'm mad about the open air drug market in Philadelphia? Why don't any politicians in the Congress put the open air drug market in Philadelphia above the threat of Hamas? What is that?
Well, I think you have an answer of sorts, and it comes, interestingly enough, from Mrs. Machado. I don't know if she's married or not, so I call her Mrs. She may just be Miss Machado. She's the lady that just won the Nobel Peace Prize, and she's from Venezuela. And she said, if we're liberated by the U.S. armed forces and they remove Maduro, our first act will be to move the Venezuelan embassy to Jerusalem.
What does that have to do with? I'm completely confused. Like, what?
Well, you can't be that confused. I think she's hit on something very important. She's figured out where the power lies, and she's playing to the audience that makes the decisions. You're talking about this democracy business. We've always been a republic with limited democracy, but I think we can pretty much conclude that we're ruled now by a small group of extraordinarily wealthy people. Billionaire oligarchs. Those are the terms they use in Eastern Europe and places like Ukraine.
Yeah.
I think they're in charge. I think they're calling the shots. And I think there are interests in the oil resources, oil and gas primarily, although let's face it, they've got gold mines and emerald mines as well, and other things. I'm told they have a lot of lithium. There may be a true interest in putting in a puppet government and finding a way to extract these resources, because right now, for the first time in 30 years, all the central banks beyond the borders of the United States around the world hold more gold than we do. That's a very important thing to understand. So how do you begin to reverse this process of managed decline, which is really what we've been on now for the last 25 years? Well, oil is part of it. Oil is gold. And even though the oil is exactly what you described, it's heavy oil, high sulfur content, requires a lot of refining. But still, we have the best oil engineers in the world, especially for deep drilling. It will probably, for the same amount of money we pay for 1 barrel of oil out of the ground in the United States, we can probably get 2 out of Venezuela. It's still not as good as Iran or Libya, where you could probably get 3 barrels out for what we spend to drill in the United States. But it doesn't look like we're going to get control of the Iranian oil fields. And I think we've bullied the Emirates and the Saudis about as much as we can at the moment. And Iran stands defiant. So look for another war in the Middle East while all of this is unfolding, because Israel's objectives aren't met. Neither are the objectives of the New York and London banks. I think we're in a lot of trouble financially, and there's a genuine interest in controlling resources to offset that crisis.